Okay, so this is the TMKB GK61, an interesting 60% keyboard that's really affordable, that actually comes out almost on par when it comes to features with keyboards that cost twice or even 3 times its price. How they managed to cut the price down to just under $50 is something that we're going to talk about in this video, but first let's start with the unboxing experience. Coming in a really colorful black box with a lot of information on the box. When you open up this box, you're going to be greeted with the keyboard itself wrapped in some nylon, which is actually typical of keyboards around this price point. When you put that away, you're going to get a manual, which basically tells you about all the functions, macros, and everything that you can do with this keyboard, as well as RGB lighting and stuff like that. Aside from that, you also get a warranty card, which is basically a thank you card and a warranty validity period card. And beyond that, you're actually going to get a braided USB-C cable. It comes in white for the white keyboard that I got, but you can also get this in another color if you want it. I believe there are 2 variations of this. And the USB-C cable is actually angled, which I thought was really interesting. It's also really high quality, by the way. And moving away from that, you also get extra optical switches that they give you. I'm not sure why these are here. Beyond that, you also get the keycap remover and the key switch puller tool, which is actually really good quality. This is probably one of the better quality key switch remover tools that I have seen packaged with any board ever. Now, physically, this is a plastic board, but it actually is built like a tank. It's built to last, it's built very durably, and when you try to flex it, you don't get any flex. On the back of the board, you're going to get 4 non-slip rubber fit that's going to help you prevent this keyboard from sliding around on your desk when you're actually typing or gaming or whatever else you use your keyboard for. And you actually get flip-up fits that you could use if you wanted to, but I'm not really sure you're ever going to use those because they simply don't serve a purpose. The keyboard's incline is already pretty ergonomic, so that will be pretty useless. Beyond that though, you're going to get a tiny pinhole switch that's really difficult to reach for switching on the Bluetooth for this keyboard. And speaking about the RGB, they actually make it very easy to control this by pretty much printing instructions on the keycaps for this keyboard. So you don't even have to reach for your manual or go through the manual to be able to change RGB settings or effects or anything like that. Light intensity, reduce, turn it off. It's all printed right there on your keycaps. And as for the keycaps, this I believe is one of the areas where they were able to cut costs for this keyboard, because these are actually ABS plastic keycaps and they sound horrible. Like, they don't sound great, they don't feel great to type on, and I absolutely would recommend getting rid of these keycaps and putting your own set of keycaps on this board when you actually buy them. Moving on to the key switches, my unit came with Gateron optical brown switches, and for the most part they're fine. Optical switches are optical switches and they would never be my first choice when picking a board, but this board is actually strictly optical, so keep that in mind going into your purchase. As for the stabilizers though, the stabilizers are actually really good. I mean, they surprised me. They're this really interesting yellow color and they seem to have been clipped before sale, and they actually did a great job of holding down keys that actually needed stabilizing, and there was little to no rattle, and it just felt fantastic to use and type on those stabilizers. And here's a typing test of the TMKB GK61 with the ABS plastic keycaps and the Gateron optical brown switches. Okay, so now that we have the basics out of the way, let me actually give you my personal thoughts about this keyboard. I think it's really ridiculous and unbelievable that they were able to actually get this keyboard under $50. I have seen boards that have less features and do less for you and cost way more than this. The only area that it was pretty obvious that they cut corners was probably the keycaps, but what are you expecting for a board that costs $49? I mean, I literally own keycap sets that cost more than the entire board cost, and if you wanted to get a decent set of keycaps for yourself on a cheapie, you probably end up spending right around $50 as well. So an unbelievable price for a board that's 60% and actually has RGB as well as Bluetooth. And I think it would be an excellent choice for beginners who actually want to stick to the 60% form factor for their first, second, or just the keyboard in their arsenal. It gets very difficult to hit this board when you consider the price and all the features that it brings to the table, and I think this is an absolutely easy board to recommend to somebody who is on a budget and needs a really nice 60% keyboard with wireless connectivity and some ABS plastic keycaps, I suppose. Thank you so much for watching, and I guess I will see you on another video that was shot by Kagan. Peace.